Kitchen renovations have a lot of moving parts, and as it is in the physical world, the more moving parts you have, the more chances there are that something could go wrong. And how do we make sure that our kitchen renovation projects go smoothly, from start to finish, without wasting tons of time, money, and frustration? This is where Realm comes in, the sponsor of this video, and the reason why some Californians are having a much better renovation experience. Realm is a service that supports homeowners in navigating a renovation from start to finish, helping them save time and money along the way. They help homeowners navigate all the tough decisions because it's challenging to pull together all the right information, find a contractor who can deliver great results on time and on budget, and they do this by pairing you with a dedicated project advisor who's experienced in home renovations. Although their service is only available in California, they have an incredible app which is available and usable for everybody in the United States. And for the rest of us who are outside of the United States, that's what I'm here for, to make sure that you do get some value from this video if you're thinking about doing a kitchen renovation. I had the pleasure recently of chatting with one of Realm's dedicated project advisors so I could find out what the fuss about Realm was all about. Meet Andy.
I'm one of the project operations managers at Realm. My job is to walk clients from the start of their project, feasibility, pricing, all the way through to actual completion.
Andy's going to give us all the details of why choosing Realm for your next renovation project is the best idea for you.
If you've ever done a construction project of any kind, you know how intense it can be. They're long, drawn-out processes, very personal inside your home. We help you throughout the entire process, from when you first think about doing a kitchen remodel or a bathroom remodel, or maybe a home addition or an ADU, figure out whether it's feasible, look at pricing to see if that is even possible for you, given your budget constraints. And then we'll actually help you find vendors, people that are already vetted by us, so you know that you can trust them, and then be there by your side throughout the entire project.
One of the important concerns with any renovation project, especially when you are hiring somebody to come in and do the work, is making sure that they're actually going to do the work that they say they're going to do, that they're qualified to do the work, that maybe they're insured or they have permits or they have licenses to do all these things. And as a homeowner, that can be challenging to find out, and you're not sure who you're getting. Realm takes care of this by making sure that all the vendors they work with meet a specific set of criteria before they unleash them on you, the homeowner.
So we're going to check licenses, make sure that there's no complaints. We check their insurance as well to make sure that that's all up to date, general liability and workman's comp. Going to check references too. So we'll actually reach out and call people that they've already worked with, because you really want to hear it from the people that have actually done a project with them, because online reviews, they can be great. And we definitely check those too, but they can also be misleading as well. We also look at the kinds of licenses that they have, all those different things combined to make sure that you're working with a trusted vendor.
And if you hate wasting money, which I know that you do, Realm has a great way of making sure those extra dollars stay in your pocket instead of bleeding out your bank account.
If we're working on a larger project, I think that's one of the benefits of working with a vetted general contractor, because they're managing all their subs and they're responsible for quality control. Finding a good vetted quality contractor is going to go a long way versus if you're trying to kind of piecemeal things, like you got your tile guy doing one thing, your countertop guy doing another, cabinet guys trying to kind of squeeze in between. If you're not managing all that and making sure it's done properly, then those things can fall through the cracks.
Realm goes out of their way to collect thousands and thousands of data points to make sure that you're getting the most accurate details on your property's value and what the value of doing a renovation on your property would be.
I think Realm is kind of like the place to go if you want to maximize your dollar. So we have a bunch of data that we've aggregated that allows us to look on a project by project basis, what is the home value impact of that project? So we can easily tell you, given the pricing estimates that we have and then the home value impact, what that ROI is going to be. So we can steer you in the right direction in terms of whether your kitchen rental makes sense, or maybe you should stick with your bathrooms, or maybe just do flooring throughout the entire house. That's one of the key pivots there for Realm.
Of course, the big question is, how does Realm help me save money?
It starts with preparation. We want to avoid having problems in the first place. And that really starts with a clean and clear contract, understanding what's included and what's not. That's typically the biggest issue. That will alleviate a lot of the problems, because honestly, any good contractor doesn't want to have issues either. They're more than happy to work with you to make sure that your scope of work is clear. Having said that, if something did happen with one of our vendors, you always have someone like me to kind of step in and say, hey, like we need to get this on track, because our contractors love working with us, because we have clients that are prepared. They're ready to start their projects. They're not just, window shopping. They want to get going. And that's a kind of client that contractors love.
A lot of us need help with budget. We don't know how to budget, or we don't know where to start. Realm helps us with that process by making sure that we have all the right information, by working into that plan contingencies, finding the right vendors, making sure that you have a bunch of quotes that you can choose from so that you get the best deal possible. And the best thing is they're with you every step along the way. It's a very high-touch service. It's not something you pay for, you never see them again. They're very involved in the project, making sure there's a good homeowner-vendor relationship so that the project goes as smoothly as possible.
If you're in the US and you're in a single-family home, we probably already have data that can help you kind of figure out what your project may cost. You can download our app or go to our website and actually see a general estimate on what that project might cost. So that's a super easy way to kind of figure out whether this makes sense. In a more granular level, when I'm working with my clients, I always recommend, particularly for an interior renovation, you want to budget for at least 20% extra, potentially 30. The reason being is that when you're renovating the interior of your home, particularly older homes, you don't know what's going to be behind those walls. Could be mold, could be lead, asbestos, all those things are going to increase the cost. If we're renovating anything that's already existing, we should be prepared for some sort of change order. Change orders inherently aren't bad. All it means is that we need to change this scope. What we want to avoid is change orders that we should have foreseen. Going back to the contract, making sure the scope is really, really clear so everyone's on the same page about what is included and what's not.
A lot of us have a DIY mindset, which is totally awesome. We want to save money. We want to be challenged. We want to try to do the job ourselves. And that's a very honorable thing to do. But there are some concerns that Andy brought up that I think were very valuable to hear in case you're wondering about, should I choose a service like Realm or should I try to do this myself? Here's some really good insight that Andy had.
My first question always is, do you have a full-time job? Because this is going to become another full-time job for you super quickly. When you're hiring a general contractor, you pay overhead for a reason because they're managing the project for you. They're doing it in a timely manner, making sure that all the trades are in there, they're working cohesively, they're not stepping on each other's toes. The other thing too is that if you are an owner builder, you assume all the liability. You would pull the permit under your name as the owner of the home. You may have to actually file or pull another insurance policy just for that project to cover yourself. So that's another extra cost right there. For me, it's just the hassle of it. We get a lot of people that come to us. They started their garage conversions or their kitchens and they try to do it themselves, but they quickly realize this is a lot of time and effort.
Now, the biggest question is, how much does this cost? There's a get it done plan and a finish what you started plan. The get it done plan takes you from start to finish of your project. They do everything for you, gathering all the data, getting the quotes, pairing you up with the vendors, managing the project, making sure that everything goes smoothly from start to finish. And all it costs you is a deposit of $499. Which you get back once you sign with a contractor. So it's definitely a win-win. The finish what you started plan is exactly what it sounds like. Maybe you started a renovation, you're trying to do this yourself, you're in a little bit too deep, maybe you're out of budget money, maybe you're not sure how to handle the next part of the project, things are getting stressful, you're trying to work your full-time job as well as this. They'll come in and just basically finish what you started. And it only costs $299 of a deposit, again, which you get back once you sign with them. But Realm is offering the viewers of my channel a really special deal of getting you $100 off the $499 deposit and $50 off the $299 deposit, depending on which plan works for you. There's a link in the description of this video, plus a pinned comment, so if you want to check out Realm for yourself, highly recommend you do it. Click the link, get the job done right, and make sure that you have the best experience possible. Now, if you live anywhere in the United States, you have access to their app. The app is completely free. You sign up, you can put in your property's location. It'll give you a bunch of details based on the surrounding area of your property and what renovations would add the most ROI to your property. The Realm app is very valuable in assessing all the different pieces of information that sometimes can be hard for us homeowners to get. I mean, I don't even live in California. I don't even live in the United States. I'm just a lonely old Canadian. What am I going to do? I don't have access to Realm. That's what my channel is all about, is helping you get the most functional kitchen, have the best renovation experience. Hopefully the things that I teach on my channel will help you do just that. So if you aren't able to access Realm, I do apologize, and I hope this video wasn't a waste of your time. I asked Andy to give us some tips for the rest of us if we're looking at doing a project like kitchen renovation or any renovation on our home. What are some of the things we should be looking out for?
Super important to make sure that your contract is clear and you fully understand what you're getting into. You want the inclusions and exclusions, and there's a mutual understanding from both you and your contractor to make sure that there's no hiccups down the road. That's step one. I think the second step is really understanding what your goal is. I see a lot of people that come to us and they have a set idea of like, I want to add X amount of square feet, but really what their goal is that they need to have more space for family. So that could be done in a cheaper manner than actually adding space. So maybe taking a step back, talking to a vendor that you trust, and trying to assess, what do I really need to get done here? Third thing would be, you want to make sure that your finishes fit the kind of home that you have. So we want to make sure that we're not putting lipstick on a pig. Those kind of things can kind of help you keep your project within budget and keep your investment smart so you're not over investing in your home.
Check out this video if you want to learn how to design a very functional kitchen that will last you into your latter years.